Good morning, Solange. And it's really nice to have you here in our lectures, online lectures room, together with my master students. And as you know, we are working on module educational system innovations and technologies, and this is a little bit mixed approach, but we are trying to cover the main topics and to be familiar with main issues related to educational technologies and innovations. And today we have, as already was mentioned, Professor Solange Locatelli, because it's typical for Brazilian people to have long names and a lot of names, not only one. From Federal University of ABC. It sounds very strange. I remember when I first time visited this university, if I remember well, I visited it twice. It's not in São Paulo, it's a little bit outside São Paulo. I don't know, approximately 50 kilometers. Federal University of ABC. And I think Solange shortly introduced this university. This is quite nice university, well-equipped university, big, large, etc., as I remember. And it was really my pleasure to visit this university. And I hope that I will visit in the near future again. And Solange is she is working at the Center for Natural Human Sciences at my mentioned university, and as both of us, as me and also Solange, has a background in chemistry. She is primarily a chemistry teacher. This is so nice because chemistry, this is the main science, main area. Okay, and in particular, Solange performed different research in different areas, but one of the main topic, metacognition, metacognitive strategies, etc. And I hope that Solange today will share with us some ideas, some issues related to this topic. Please, Solange, it's your time. And for students, if you have some questions or some comments, please, you can write also chat function, use chat function, and possible to raise some questions, etc. And at the end, maybe we will keep some time for discussion or some questions. Please, Solange, it's your time.
Yes, thank you very much, Vincentas, for the invitation, for the introduction. And I think this is the most important, the discussion. What I'm gonna tell you today is just a chunk of some things that I've been going through these years and researching, and about my experience on classroom, because I have been a chemistry teacher, as Vincentas has said, for many years, 25, I think, 25 years in high school. And now about 7 years, I'm at the university and I'm doing research, and I'm teacher and I teaching yet, but it's different because now I teach for graduate students, so it's kind of different. So I'm gonna share you, let me see. Here we are. I think you are seeing this presentation. It's okay. Well, today I was thinking about what I'm gonna talk today, because there are too many things that I could talk to you, but I'd like to hear from you and your demands. What are you doing? And I think we could do this during the presentation, and so you can stop me wherever you want, no problem, and you can ask a question. I think it's great in this way. If you prefer to make questions at the end of the presentation, no problem as well. So metacognition in the classroom, to learn and to teach better, because we have to think about students and we have to think about teacher. It's very important for teachers to think about metacognition, to improve their classes, to aim that your students will be learning better. And for you learners, it's very interesting because if I know a little bit about metacognition, I can improve my way of learning, I can improve my autonomy. That's so important for you right now. You are undergraduate students, postgraduate students, so this is very absolutely crucial for your survivor at the university because you have to deal with many things. So if you are capable of doing this through metacognition, it will be better. You will see. I'll try to give you some examples, and I think we can do this. You are seeing right now some pictures that are some activities I have been developing in the Federal University, and I like this kind of strategies and to think about your thinking, and this is the way I like to work with them. I quite Vincentas know because he has already came here, and it's quite of a long journal about I don't know, Vincentas, 18 hours in total because we don't have a direct flight, so we have to take a flight and connections. So it's a long journey, but right now we are so close. It's very interesting, the miracle of internet, isn't it? Okay, here is my university, Federal University of ABC. ABC actually is not because of the alphabet. We think it is, oh, A, B, C, D. No, it's the name of the cities that's the university is in. Santo André, São Bernardo, São Caetano, and this is the name of the cities that actually are very close to São Paulo. We think that's neighbors because it's the same, it's very close. I live in São Paulo, but I work in Santo André city. It's very close. About 30 minutes, I take my car and I arrive there. And in the left, we have a group of undergraduate students. My research, a part of my research group, we have 2 doctorate students, 1 master students, and 3 undergraduate students, and they are involved, Vincentas, in a project that we are going to go to. Me and Professor Leonardo, we are going to visit Durban, visit Angela at her university next month, and we are trying to do some connections and research together. And this group on the left they are involved in this. And on the right, is all of them, master and doctorate students. I have a big group right now, and this is one of our meetings. Just to introduce something about me to you know, I have graduated in chemistry and pedagogy. Well, let's get started today. I want to talk about learning that I think it's very interesting. Of course, it's just a chunk of learning because we have so many aspects of learning. It's not possible to talk about learning today. It's just some ideas that I want to talk to you. And of course, it's related to metacognition that I have been researching for years. And part 2, I want to introduce you an example, very simple, of application of metacognitive strategy. And I think it's very fruitful for us. to do this. And part 3, but doesn't mean that it has to be part 3, but a part we have just for questions. You can do the questions wherever you want. Well, let's get started. Part 1, learning metacognition. I'd like you to, pretending you are going to take a picture with your cell phone right now, please capture the QR code and you access a page. Very simple. Type a word, just one word that comes to your mind when you hear the word metacognition. Please do it right now. Very simple, just one word. You pick up your phone like this and you take the image. So you will access a page. I would like to know if you are getting to this. Anyone could do this right now? Yeah? Maybe? Vincentas, did you get it?
Yes, it's working.
Oh, great. So I'll see right now what's going on there. Okay, here. Oh, one person has answered here. Recognition. It's an answer of one person. Recognition. Maybe we have another ones. Oh, yes, knowledge. This is a cloud word. Thinking, reflection. Great. This is a kind of strategy that's very interesting because we are so far, but I can have some feedback of you. So metacognition is what? Reflection, thinking, knowledge, recognition. I think people are shining here, Vincentas. Yes? No problem. Maybe nothing comes to my mind. I don't know what is metacognition, so I don't know. You can say nothing, no problem. It happens. It's okay, no problem. Because metacognition, it's a strange word. Metacognition, what is this? Well, let's come back here to the presentation. So I like to do this because we have to know about you. What do you think is metacognition? Nothing. Reflection, knowledge, I don't know, no matter. No matters actually. But I have to make you a question. Have you ever studied for a test and had poor performance? Yeah? Could you be very honest? Because I could say, yes, this happens. Yeah. What do you think, Vincentas?
I think that everybody has such an experience.
Yeah, for sure. And I have been asking this question all over the world, and everything. Oh yes, it's on me. And the question is, why? Have you ever think about this? Why? If I really studied a lot for a test and I had bad performance, it's not normal, or it shouldn't be. I'd like to talk to you about two beliefs, myths that may undermine your learning and you don't know. Actually, you know, but you don't know for sure. The first one, people think that learning is a fast process. They know it isn't, but they act as if it is. If you have a test tomorrow, when will you study for this? Tomorrow. Tonight? Maybe. Yes, it happens. We do in this way, but we know for sure that learning is not a fast process, but we act if we believe that is. That's very strange, isn't it? I have been listening to this phrase all over my career. Teacher, I've studied a lot for your test. Chemistry, Vincentas, for example. Yesterday, I learned all the subjects. Oh, this is impossible. How come? You studied a lot for my test, and yesterday you learned all of them. So it doesn't look very correct, this. Why? Learning takes time. You need to study with a lot of focus and take time to review. This is important. You have to set aside days to really learn something new. And why? Here we have an oblivion curve, that is a forgetting curve. That's very natural. All of us are listening to what I'm saying now, and you are forgetting at the same time. And this is physiological, no problem. And how can I do for retain the information appropriately? Look, of course, it's very, very complicated process, but it has to be about memory. And the acquisition of memory is what you are doing right now. You are listening to me and you are trying to understand what I'm talking about, your acquisition. But we have phase 2, consolidation. Because of the oblivion curve I showed to you, you forget. It's very simple. You are listening to me, but you forget. Not all of the things, of course. And you have to have a period of consolidation of this memory. And this is the key. It's not a magic. And the last one is of evocation. When you have stored here and you have to evocation. Oh, I don't remember the name. Oh, yes, I remember the name. So you evocation something. Look at this just to have an idea, because this is very complex, like I was saying. But we don't memorize things by magic. We have many biochemical phenomena occurring in your brain, new dendritic spines, new extensions, new circuits. So it's complex. Imagine it, every information you are trying to memorize takes time. It's not just the case of memorize, but understand. You have to memorize, understand, making connections, relationship. So this is so difficult. And this is why we can't study today for the text. That's tomorrow, because we'll take time for you process all the informations and understand. And this is go on. To believe that may undermine your learning. Knowledge is fragmented. We know that it isn't, but we act as if it was. The brain has an intrinsic motivation to learn, but it's only willing to do so for what it recognizes as significant. Consensus and Guerra are very important researchers in this area, neuroscience, that I'm going to actually. And this is very interesting because it's very simple, because you are learning something, and right now, at this moment, you are connecting with your knowledge you already have. Of course, because if it doesn't have meaning, what I'm talking to you, you just forget. You forget the information, you forget the things, and I don't care about this. Okay, so try to answer this. Do you know how people learn? How do people learn? Do you know? Do you really know? What's the most important factor in successful learning? Would you answer for me? The intention and desire to learn, paying close attention to the material as you study. Imagine you right now learning in a way that matches your own learning styles, the time you spend while you're studying, What do you think about why you study? If you have to choose one of these, which one it's better for you? I could tell you that all of them are important, of course, no problem. But which of them would you choose if you could? What do you think, Vincentas? A, B, C, D, E. What's the most? All of them are important. Let me see in the chat. I'm looking at the chat. Marcela, Carla, what do you think? And the audience, please. A, B, C, D, E. Possible?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I could spend many hours studying, thinking about other things and not paying attention to what I should be studying. So learning style.
C, okay. Who are talking?
What?
What's your name?
Neringa.
Okay. She said it's C.
Only few options, Solange, it's not correct. We need more options, more practical options, for example.
This 5, what is the most important? I know it's not so simple. We could say, we could think about another options, but what's the most option? What's the principal, the most important option? I'll tell you, let's see. What I'm going to tell you, it's not about me, it's the psychologists, it's the researchers, of course. And the correct answer, the best answer, I could say, not the correct, but the best answer is E. What you think about while studying. You should say, no, but A is important, B, C, D. Oh yes, all of them are important. But the most important is what you think about while studying. And why? Because it's the way you can form your memories, your knowledge. It's the way to get into your brain, let's say, in a simple way. Of course, it's not simple, but just to think about. So you are trying to understand what I'm saying. How could you do that? If you don't listen to me and maybe you are trying to connect with your previous knowledge, and so you are trying to understand me. And this is what we are doing all of the time. And Dr. Shi, who you are seeing right now, is a psychologist in the United States, and he has been studying how people learn for years and years. And this question is from him. Students must not only learn the concept, but in addition, they need to develop a framework of connections among the concepts. This is absolutely important. Yes, I know concepts, okay, but I have to develop connections among them. They need to know how ideas are linked together and what makes them similar or distinctive. And in this way, I'm trying to introduce metacognition that I'm going to talk about right now. And Dr. Shi, he is psychologist and he studies about metacognition because he's very interesting about trying to help students who is the first who are beginning in the university, because it's very difficult period. When we get into the university, we have to do everything alone by myself. So how can I do that? And you say C, learning in a way that matches your own learning styles. That's great, but I have to tell you something that's very interesting to consider. Roberto Lentz is a neuroscience here in Brazil. He's very famous and very expressive in his field. And he talks something about something interesting about learning styles, because could be, if you misinterpret, could be a neuromyth. What is this? It's something we believe that's true, but it's not. And what I mean, there are people who say, I'm visual, I'm auditory, as if it were something genetic. This is the problem. Oh, I say, I was born that way. I was born visual. I was born auditory. It's not in this way, actually. In fact, all the senses, for all of us, generate learning. It happens that throughout life, we use one channel more than another. And so we become visual, we become auditory because we want to, because we use more one region than another. And so they start to occupy larger areas of the brain. We call brain plasticity, and become prevalent in our brain physiology. So take care about the learning styles, because of course we can become visual, but I was not born visual. When I was born, I had all of the sense. So I developed one harder than another one. So I became, and of course, when now you are adult, and maybe you are visual learning because you developed all of your life. And I like to talk about this because it's important to know how things work. And at this moment, I'm trying my group to research about neuroscience and relationship about education. And it's very difficult to find out relationships for sure. We listen and we read many things, but it's not in this way. We are still beginning the construction of this relationship. This is very interesting. And of course, it's related to metacognition that I'm going to talk about you right now. Look at this. I love this image. Vincentas, what do you think?
Nice.
Very nice, because it's very simple, but it's load of meaning, this image. Because what is metacognition? It's like you have an outside brain. Look at this, controlling your thinking, controlling your thoughts. It's very interesting. Metacognition refers to one's knowledge concerning one's own cognitive process and products or anything related to them. This is a beginning of the metacognition by Flavio, who is a psychologist because he's still alive. And later in the same page of the text, in this article, he brings more two words, regulation and monitoring. They are very complex constructing. Metacognition is a very complex construct and refers to regulation and monitoring. For example, if I told you sodium, the charge of sodium is 2+. Vincentas could say, no, Solange, you are wrong. Sodium is not 2+, it's 1+. What he did, he monitoring, because he knows sodium is not 2+, monitoring. And regulation, no, it's not 2+, it's 1+. And I could say, oh, sorry, I did a mistake. Oh yeah, I made a mistake, sorry. Just a very, very simple example, but we do this all of the time, don't we? All of the time we do this. You are monitoring and regulating your knowledge. And this is very important because you have to get awareness of this. Because if I don't know what I don't know, how can I do better? How can I learn something? Think about this. Is very interesting. I think I'm talking about very simple ideas about metacognition, but I know these simple ideas are very interesting. Look at this. Vincentas, I have been researching metacognition many years. And of course, we don't have just metacognition, just the cognitive process when I'm learning something. We have another process occurring at the same time. One of them is motivation, behavior of the students. Of course, they are important in the process of learning. So this concept, self-regulated learning, it's more broader. And I like this, and I have been through this construct because it involves metacognition, of course, but cognition and motivation and behavior of the students. And all of these are absolutely complex. And we have these three researchers, Lavi, Schwartz, and Dory, and they are going through this. And this is very impressive and very interesting. Just to have an idea, we have cognition when we are formulating a hypothesis, posing questions, explaining concepts. Metacognition, we have two aspects, basically: knowledge of cognition and regulation of cognition. Knowledge of cognition, what do I know about me? What do I know about tasks? Do I know how to do something? How a strategy I could use it for one, to study to one test, to make a cake, for example. In our daily lives, it's all the time, it's present. Regulation of cognition, considering planning. Planning some activity. Planning how to study for the test, evaluating. Okay, I'm planning, but it didn't work. So what could I do now? Oh, I can evaluate, and then I can return, and I can do it again. And monitoring. Look, are very complex, but all of these are running exactly at this moment. Now we are talking and thinking about all of this. Just to have an idea, I'd like to say about this, just to have an idea that's very complex.
One question.
Oh, please.
In context, because remember not in the model, but Professor Andris Broks and his system, generalist system, cognition, consideration, and action. And what would be a right place for consideration? Can we put consideration as metacognition or not?
Consideration? What do you mean, consideration?
It's also thinking about cognition.
Yeah. Consideration, I think so, yes.
At some extent, because in the center of consideration, we have thinking as an engine.
Yes, it's a good question, because here I'm using a reference that considers just three aspects, but of course we have more than this. And when we talk about self-regulated learning, we have a Zimmerman, that's the precursor of this, and we have many definitions and concepts. So I think what you are bringing is so interesting, because of course it's somehow connected here. I couldn't say right now where is it. Maybe we could talk to Andrews about Solange, this.
Yeah, because next year we will discuss in more details. I'm pretty sure. But for example, as was mentioned, monitoring and regulation. But if for example, we can see in this system, in this picture, self-regulated learning, and self-critique. What about self-critique? Because if self-critique, it's most important component in metacognition.
Self-efficacy, we have self-efficacy too. It's very important. And actually here we have many routes that goes to another places. Yes. I think we could find out where is it, because yes, of course it is. It's here. And because we have many selves, self-efficacy, many selves, and they are all of them connected. And when you study more deeper in self-regulated learning, you see this. And Zimmerman, that's a researcher, brings this bunch of connections. That's really interesting.
Okay.
Now I'm thinking about you said, oh, very interesting. Yeah, thank you.
It's for your homework today.
Yeah, yes, I'm thinking about this. It's a homework for me. Yeah, okay, thank you. Well, and the metacognition aspects, again, just some of them because we have so many, but metacognition refers to awareness that I was talking about, self-regulation of the process, monitoring, knowledge about knowledge, and all of this for what? Aims at a better and more autonomous learning. So this is why it's very important to study and to appropriate the metacognition, because you get autonomous for learning. And this is what we want for our lives. We don't want to be dependent on people or dependent on the professor, and we have to get autonomous. So this is very important, and we don't get this overnight. Oh, today I'm not, yesterday, tomorrow I will be. No, of course it's not in this way. It's a continuous and long process. And this is possible. We can do this doing the studies. This is very interesting. Okay. Now I'd like to give you just an example of application of the metacognitive strategy. Very simple, just to talk here. Carla made a question. Does motivation involve educational experiences, for example? For sure, Carla. Motivation involves educational experiences, for sure. Good question. Motivation actually involves so many things because it's intrinsic and extrinsic. So we have many kinds of motivation, but one of them is this. Thank you for the question. Okay, and the example is this. Do you like to draw, Vincentas? Because you know I research with drawing. Please, using a drawing.
Oh, Solange, all chemists and biologists are experienced in drawing.
Has to be, wherever you want or not. Oh, please, right now, everyone, pick a pen, pencil, where you have in your hand, and depict a portion of cooking salt in the best way for you. No matter. I don't know how to draw, so don't matter if it's ugly, it's not good, no problem. Please. And when you do this, I want you to put this drawing, your own drawing, on this, please. So you can draw with a pen, take a picture, and you are gonna access this by this QR code, and you get access to a page and you will be able to post your drawing. Oh no, I can't do this. No problem. You can do this, no problem. I can assure you I don't know how to draw, so no problem. No judgment here. It's just a way of experience a metacognitive strategy. And maybe you are looking at this metacognitive strategy, in this purple here, you have to push here, plus, to insert your picture. And so you click here, library, photos, and you can upload your picture. Let me see if you get it. Just first of all, you have to draw the portion of salt, and so you upload your figure, because we are not together face to face, because if you were, do you remember, Vincentas, when I was in Lithuania, I did this, but we are face to face meeting, and it was very interesting. I remember Andrews, he drew a picture. It was very interesting, and I collect all of them, and we could discuss at this moment. But now we are distant, so we have to use this strategy. Let me see if someone of you have no one yet, because you are drawing. Oh, somebody is putting here. Let's see. Okay, I'll come back again. This is the QR code. Did you get it, Vincentas? I want to see your drawing. Yeah, yes.
I am trying.
Okay. Okay. This is Padlet.com. It's a good strategy, and the students can put things here. And this is very interesting because I can show you all of them. Look at this. Oh, one drawing's arrived. Oh, great. Look at this. One of you in this room made this drawing. That's great. Thank you very much. Oh, I could say there is no right or wrong. It's your opinion, it's your knowledge, no problem. No one cares about that. No, everyone cares about that. But you don't have to care about the opinion. No, what you do this here, it's okay. Who did this? Anonymous. Who wants to do this? Okay, Carla, Marcela, Vincentas, is it yours?
No.
No. Where's your drawing? You are hiding it. Okay, just one drawing for now. I can wait a little bit because it's very interesting, this experience. It's your previous knowledge, no problem. What you think about a portion of salt.
Students, please try to.
Yes.
At the same time, it's use of technology, not only metacognition.
Yes. We have to use the technology because I cannot. Oh.
Carla is saying that it's not able, yeah?
Yes. Why, Carla? What happened?
Something also wrong with my Samsung because it requires.
This is what the drawing someone put here. It's a spoon with salt, and I think it's a recipient here. Yeah, that's great. Oh, I'd like just one more, just to have an idea. Let's see. This is very interesting, Vincentas. Very, very interesting.
I do agree.
Let me see. Ah, yes.
Second is coming.
Here we are. Oh, that's great. I think you are a chemistry, aren't you? Because we have the ions here. Oh, that's very, very great. As I said, we don't have correct answer or wrong answer. It's your opinion. It's what you know. No problem. That's very, very nice. Okay. I will show you something. No, it's not here. Oh, look at this. Was an experiment I've done in a congress here in Brazil, and these were the drawings of the people, the same activity. So you can see particles, symbols, just the salt here. I remember one place we went in Lithuania. We had many. I don't remember where we were, Vincentas. We had tons of salts.
No, it was not salt.
Yes, it wasn't salt. It was
it was in Kildine. It's artificial mountains with gypsum.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, I remember now. But look, as it's interesting because everyone did a kind of a drawing. Here is macroscopic way of look at the phenomena, particulated way of seeing. Oh, the mountain here, Vincentas. Here we have some picture. That's very interesting. And here we are. And we have two examples here in this room. This is very interesting. Okay. So we can come here. And what I'm trying to talk to you, imagine you don't know chemistry, and I'm introducing you the first class of chemistry in the high school, for example. And I could do this activity with my students. And as you see, everyone put whatever they want, whatever they know actually. And we could say we had one option, two options, three options. What do I mean? We have three ways of represent salt, three categories, I could say. One of them is macroscopic level. What is this? What I see? I can see the recipient, I can see the salt in my hands, on my hands. I can see the amounts of salts, wherever I can see. Option B, category B, I could say symbolic. It's very common to chemistries. It's not common for everyone. It's a language, chemistry language. We can put symbols here, and these symbols means too much. They are charged of many meanings. And option C could say particles, categories related to particles. We call submicroscopic worlds, and we do particles. And depending on your knowledge, you are going to make your drawing based on category A, because it's more simple in the way that I can see. It's my daily life, so it's easier in this way. For example, when I ask for the students to draw something about the salt, they draw this one. Option A, something related to this, not exactly what I'm showing, but something like this, what I can see, because I take the salt and I put in my food, so I know how to do with this. B and C, it's not so easy. It's a language. It's more difficult. It's complex, abstract. This is very interesting because right now, I don't know if you are a chemistry student. I don't think so. But if you are they chemistry students, Vincentas? No. No. And if you are not chemistry students, maybe your option is A. If you are chemistry students, maybe option B or C. And we saw this. because we had two examples. One of them is based on option A, and all of the option was between B and C, I don't know, but it's very interesting. Carla is saying here, I thought of the symbolic because Carla is chemistry teacher. So for she is more, it's okay to think about option B or C. Look at this, like it's very interesting. Depending on your knowledge, you can express different ways of thought. And as I said before, there's not wrong or right. It's what you know. But now you have the awareness that we have more than option A. Oh, we have another ways of represent the knowledge when I'm talking about chemistry. This is very interesting. You are expanding your knowledge right now. And this is what? Metacognitive strategy, because you are thinking about your thinking. Look at this. Nelson and Nares, they proposed a model to explain this. We have the level of objective. We can monitoring, so we go to upstairs, I could say, meta level. This is the flow of information, and I can control. Right now, for example, oh, I didn't know that exists symbolic and supermicro, but now you know, because you have you had the opportunity of monitoring your knowledge, and now you know. For example, I wrote this with Aguinaldo, an article, and I asked for the students, imagine five atoms of six atoms of hydrogen and oxygen. Look at the A, the left. We have 6 balls that are exactly the same. And so I told the students, but the hydrogen and oxygen are the same size? Oh, no. I don't know the size of hydrogen and oxygen, but I should say that they are different. And look at the picture on my right. What happened here? You had an image retained in your brain, and you monitor it. You could monitor this. Oh, no, they are different. So you are controlling your retained image, and now you know yes, we have 6 balls, but they are different. 3 of them are made by hydrogen and 3 of them by oxygen. So you had a retained image that changed to another one. And this is how we can learning things about, for example, drawings and figures. Of course, it's not so simple in this way. It's just to have an idea of how it works. Nelson and Nares model. It's very interesting. And now I know, oh no, 6 balls, but they are different. They are not all of them the same. And this was an example of a meta visualization interfering and modifying the learning. Meta visualization is the metacognition related to visualizations, to images, to figures. It's very interesting. It's another field, actually. Just to have an idea, as I said, this is very complex, but just to have an idea how it could work. I love this model of Nelson and Nares. I think it's very fruitful. And here we go. I think what I had to talk to you about metacognition, just some insights, of course, because it's too complex, but it's what I presented. And I'd like to know if you have some questions, some doubts. And thank you very much for the audience, for being here.
Thanks, Solange. It's really really nice and good experience, and I am pretty sure that you have much more large experience, but we have limited time as usual. And students, please.
Achu? Oh, here, Achu. Look at me, Achu.
Yeah, this is green in green color. It's good. It's good. Oh, 3 pictures. Please return back. We have 3 pictures.
Okay, here we go. What, Vincentas?
Oh, not more pictures. I think we have more pictures.
Oh, more pictures. Okay. Let me see. Oh, yeah, we have 3. Yeah.
Good.
Let me show you. Yes. I think one is yours, of course. Of course. How could you know we have 3? Yes.
Because I saw, I'm monitoring information.
Always under control. I know that.
Everything should be under control.
Here we go. Yeah, we have one more here. Yes. Look at this microscope level, I think. Yes. Microscope level. And this one is different. Look at the symbolic and maybe submicroscope. Yeah, maybe an interchange of them. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Who sent to me? I don't know if it's Vincentas. He doesn't want to know, to let me know if he put this. No problem. He's a chemistry. He's in an advantage.
Please, some questions, ideas, comments. Would be nice to
It's mine, Marcela. Thank you. Marcela is my student. Thank you, Marcela. Marcela is researching about concept map Vincentas. That's very interesting. And Carla, deaf students. Oh, that work I presented in IOST. It was with Carla about deaf students. It's her field of research. Carla, Marcela, do you have any question? So you can interact with the Vincentas students. That would be very nice. If you want to, of course. Next year, we are going to go to Lithuania to visit Vincentas. Oh, here we go. Hello, Labas.
Okay, please, some questions. At least my first question. Somehow you explain metacognition strategy based on chemistry example, not only on chemistry, but natural sciences. What is, let's say, the significance of metacognitive strategies at primary school level? Because it's quite important at primary school level, and how it works.
Yeah, you know, I was talking to a colleague yesterday, and she told me, it's very interesting what you talk about, what you write, but you just bring us chemistry examples. Please, could you please give another example? Of course, because it's my field and it's easier for me, but right now I'm trying to do this because as sooner you introduce metacognition to our students, it's better for them. You could say, but the small students, yes, in the early elementary school is interesting because they are forming, they are constructing their knowledge. So as sooner you could expose them to metacognition, it's better. Of course, it's different an adult from a child to learn metacognition, but they can learn I have a student of mine, Vincentas, Angelica. She's studying right now, researching about early childhood education, because the kindergarten actually, because we are trying to find out how can children involve in metacognition when they are so small, and it's absolutely possible. And it's not because I'm talking, but the researchers in the area talk about this. It's very interesting and possible. Of course, I work with chemistry, and my examples are about chemistry, but I'm trying to develop this because um, it's not interesting to begin in the high school or at the university. It's better to begin when they are child. They are very, very small children. So yes, I think it's a big field of research, and I'm at this moment in this because I think it's very promising, very fruitful to look at this in the early ages.
Because as far as I know, my students somehow connected with preschool education or primary school level. It's so relevant.
We are producing right now articles about this. Yes, we are trying to connect to this relationship when they are performing, for example, an inquiry-based learning activity. Can I improve their metacognition? Is there any relationship about metacognition and the learning of these children? We could say yes. We are trying to get evidence to prove this. That yes, we have many insights and evidence about this process. It's very interesting because we think no, children don't think about their thoughts. Of course they do, all the time, but of course it's in a different way from us. We are adult, but yes, they can do it, and it can help them to learn chemistry, to learn science mainly, because in the early childhood we have science, not just chemistry, of course, and this is very important. Yes.
And what do you think, how teachers are prepared? Are they well prepared for this strategy or not? For example, primary school teachers.
Yes, I think they are not prepared because remember the beginning of this lecture, I asked for what's metacognition, and it's very common. People don't know what is it, and it's not your fault, of course. It's not the fault of the teachers, but we have to be very, very. We have to be awareness of this. What I have been observing, Vincentas, the teachers don't know what with their students if he doesn't know what it is. So we have to promote, I think it's very important, course for the teachers so they can improve their learning and how to learn. So I think it's possible. My student Angelica is right now, she didn't know about metacognition, now she does. And she told me, no, it's totally different because now I know exactly where I want to. I know exactly what I want. My students want to know. I know where they have to achieve. Before this, yes, I have somehow ideas, but I didn't have the consciousness. This is very, very crucial to the teachers. They have to become metacognitive persons so they can learn for the children, students, wherever. I think this is the key.
Do you have such, for example, course or special module in teacher courses, for example, when training teachers, pre-service teachers?
Yes. Next year, I'm preparing a course that I'm going to give in the South Africa. It's not the same, but we are going to talk about inquiry-based learning and relating this with metacognition. Because when you prepare, for example, for preschool, an activity, inquiry-based learning, but okay, you can do this, but if you have a consciousness about how to put metacognition together, is too much better. So it's very important.
Okay, more questions?
I'm going to talk about with Angela about this. She's very excited about our going to there, and we are too, of course.
I see one comment from Carla, possible, but it's in Portuguese language.
Portuguese.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
Sorry, I can't read it.
No, okay. She's telling that. Okay. Submicro level, it's less prevalent than the other levels. We know that as a chemistry, and submicro is very difficult. And she's telling here that in the article I wrote with Beth Davidovitz about meta-visualization in the chemistry education is very relevant. She's telling me to comment about this. Yes, because in chemistry we have one purpose that's very clear. We have to access this level, the submicro level. And why? Because when we access these levels, submicro level, the student can understand chemistry really. He can know and to understand the phenomena that is occurring. And so this is why it's so important to think about this, because it's a model. It's not the truth. When you see a model of particles, it's a model. It's not a picture of something that's real. It's not this, it's a model. So you have to imagine how particles are. So this is very difficult for students. And meta visualization, in this case, Carla, could help because you can think about the images, for example. So did you see my article with Beth Davidovitz, Vincentas? We published, oh yes. This is very interesting. We took too much time to produce this article because it was an interesting proposed metacognitive strategy for students to propose a model and to think about this model. This is very difficult and so important. And we don't work with submicro level, really, unfortunately.
Okay. And possible some more questions or comments or feedback? Okay, if no questions, I want to officially say many thanks to our colleague, Professor Solange, for sharing with us your experience with this important topic. And obviously, it's a good background to deepen our knowledge in the future in this area about metacognition, about metacognitive strategies in education, and not only theoretical aspects but also practical aspects, how to apply in real life, in real educational process. And at least it was good panorama, good background, and also having in mind our self-reflection possibility, self-critique. We can critically accept different information, in particular this information, and to think about what we know, what we don't know, and possibilities to learn more, and as you said, to learn better, because this is also meaning. What does it mean to learn better? What is effective learning, as we're saying, effective learning? What this is the final destination or final stop that we are able to say, yes, my learning is effective, etc. Thank you very much also for your students. They are not visible, they're secret people. but never mind. This is our life, life today. And I hope, again, this is a good opportunity to invite all of you next year in Lithuania. Welcome to Lithuania, in Šiauliai, to our Baltic Sea 2023 symposium. I hope it will be successful and interesting and fruitful symposium. And at least at the moment, I know that Solange is forming big team. Yes, and possible next team from University of São Paulo by Agnaldo, and also possible by Leo, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Great Brazil. You should visit Lithuania. At least 20 people team, or maybe more. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much again, and I will continue with my students the last part of our lecture.
Thank you very much, Vincentas, for the invitation, for the opportunity to share ideas. And thank you, students, Vincentas students. He's always under control, but it's kind of, so don't worry about this. Do you like this, Vincentas?
You know, different control. It can be different control and different levels of the control.
Yeah.
It's so polite and flexible control, you know.
Yeah. That's true. Yes. Thank you very much, Vincentas. Thank you very much, students. Bye-bye. Acho. Bye-bye.
Obrigado.
Obrigado.